Hey, this is Peter Giannakis here from thehospitalitycoach.net. I've decided to make a video today because I've had a conversation with people on multiple occasions this week with regards to taking more control over their business and understanding some of the key parameters that we need to take control of, not only on a weekly or monthly or annual basis, but we need to take control of these things on a daily basis. We need to be able to make changes within our business every single day to make sure that we're profitable and we don't continue making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So look, there are a few key parameters that we need to keep an eye on. And the first is our wages as a percentage of turnover. So we don't want to employ too many staff on any particular day if we're quite simply not going to be generating enough cash to obviously pay them and make a profit on that particular day. So we need certain KPIs, key performance indicators, to make sure that we keep these things in line. So with wages, ideally within a cafe environment, we want those wages anywhere between 30 to 35%. Now the percentages that I'm going to mention today, I've derived from personal experience, and another great resource for you is the Australian Taxation Office's cafe and restaurant benchmarks. So I'd encourage you all to have a look at these benchmarks. What I will do is in the notes below this video, I'm going to include a link to the ATO's website on cafe key performance indicators, or what they call benchmarks. These benchmarks have been put in place so that the Australian Taxation Office knows whether or not the profit and loss statements that you're submitting on an annual basis are in line with what the industry is doing. Now, certainly if they're not in line, it warrants further investigation. So if your wages are way too low or way too high, something's probably not making sense there. Or if your material costs are way too high, or again way too low, it does warrant investigation. So it's probably a really good idea for you to have a read of that ATO article on benchmarks and what the particular key performance indicators that they use to assess businesses are, because it's going to be a fantastic resource for you when it comes to creating benchmarks for your own business and what you're doing. So when we're talking about wages, I mentioned earlier 35% or 30%. If you can get below 30% on your wages, especially here in Australia, it's fantastic. And you've really tightened the bolts with regards to labour. But you need to know what your labour expenses were as a percentage of your turnover on any particular day. And for many of us and many operators out there, if they're just using basic accounting software, it can be very, very difficult to drill down your reports down to a daily basis to know that, hey, today I rostered correctly, and my wages relative to what I did end up turning over were exactly where I wanted them to be. My wages today were 30.3% of my turnover. You really need to be able to know what that percentage actually is on a daily basis, because if it isn't where you need it to be, you need to be able to pick up the phone and call your staff and adjust your roster for the following day so that you don't make exactly the same mistake tomorrow as you did today. Okay. Now, the same thing can be said about materials, the stock that comes in daily into our businesses so that we can make the produce that we're going to sell to our customers. If we overorder or if we underorder, it's going to affect the profitability of our business. Okay. Now, again, you can reference this with the ATO's benchmarking page. And what I will say is, look, 35% is around the area that you want to be with your materials as a percentage of turnover. If your materials are way too high, look, it should prompt you to go into your storerooms and say, look, are we over ordering stock? Because this is going to affect cash flow. Check the bins. Are we throwing things away? Is there way too much wastage on a regular basis? Is this something that we need to adjust within our business? So you need to take control of your materials as well. Now, if the food and surplus of stock, because your materials are so high, if the surplus of stock isn't in your refrigerator, your freezer, or your dry goods room, and it's not in the bin as wastage, well, it will also prompt you to investigate potential theft. Okay, so you need to know what your percentage of materials over turnover actually is, and what that key performance indicator is for you on a daily basis, so that you can take control of that. Okay, and as a manager, a supervisor, an owner, you need to know what that is so that you can provide direction to either your kitchen staff or your manager when it comes to their spending habits on materials. Okay, so of course, we need to be familiar with what our percentage of turnover, our rent actually is as well. This is great for new business owners, and assessing that's very, very important before you sign a lease. So how do we actually do this? Well, you can go over your monthly profit and loss with your bookkeeper or your accountant. You can amortize it down to a day, but that's not helping us on a day-to-day basis. Some accounting software can drill down to a day-to-day basis, but you need to assess how accurate that actually is. Now, for me, the reason why I'm sharing this video today is because I've already developed a tool that can actually do this. And I've had this for a long time, and my sincere apologies for not sharing it with the community here. But it didn't occur to me that I should be sharing this, and I should be telling you that it's available and you can use it if you like. Now, it's a basic Excel spreadsheet, and I've had that for sale for quite some time, and I don't openly market it. But given that I've had this conversation on, I think it's 3 or 4 occasions this week, I thought I have to share this information, and I have to share this tool with you. Now, the tool comes with the 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like the tool or the way that it works, just drop me an email and I'll refund the money on that tool. Now, the tool itself is an Excel spreadsheet. It takes probably 5 minutes to set up, and it takes about 10 minutes a day to draw the correct information that you need about your day, so that you can make daily adjustments, so that we don't continue making a loss throughout the week, or, as scary as this sounds, we don't continue making a loss for the rest of the month until we meet up with our bookkeeper to discover that our profit and loss says we were losing $800 per day, and now, we've lost a significant amount of money over the course of the month. We don't want to do that. If we're losing money, we need to be able to make adjustments day to day, so that if things aren't tracking well, we can correct them daily. Now, if you want to check out this piece of software, I'll leave a link below this video in the notes, so check that out. Otherwise, the web address to get more information is 10minutemanager.com. So that's TEN Minute Manager, all one word, .com. Have a look at the information there. If you want more information with regards to it, please drop me an email and let me know. You can either leave a comment under this video, or if you're receiving this via our email newsletter, just reply to that email newsletter and I'd be happy to give you more information with regards to it. But if you're not currently taking control of what's going on daily in your business, it would be well worthwhile to see a demonstration of this particular spreadsheet, and if it suits you, definitely take it on, because it's only going to give you more empowerment within your business to be able to make the right decisions. Now, what I will say is, it's not accounting software. It should be used in parallel with your accounting software. It only takes 10 minutes a day to actually use. I call it management software because it gives you some loose parameters which you can try and track and take a little more control of. Look, my name's Peter Giannakis. For more information, check out the notes at the bottom of this video. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. There's a red button somewhere, either that corner, that corner, that corner, or that corner, so that you can always get up-to-date videos every time I release them. And if you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below, or drop me an email. I'd be happy to answer them.